Fortune Faded by Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9 with Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington for the last time.
Yes, we've said that before, of course, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, we've had some highs, some lows, some laughs, some tears. Karl, you're concentrating.
Lots of tears, mainly from the audiences.
Yeah. Now, before we get into that, before we get into talking about maybe some of the hijinks we've had, looking back, looking forward as well.
Yeah.
I came in, Karl was sitting at the desk, he went, alright? I went, alright, yeah. He went, see that Alan Clark diaries? I went, no, I didn't. He went, no, a lot of people talking about it. He went, I've never kept a diary. Keeping a diary will always get you into trouble. And I said, like Anne Frank. What did you say, Karl?
The woman in the cupboard?
That's what he said.
The woman in the cupboard.
And I went, save it. Save it.
You never speak to Karl off air. Save it all from when we're on the wireless.
He went, but what did she do? What did she do except be in a cupboard? What did she have to write about? And I said, well, her thoughts. Do you know Anne Frank?
That's all I know about Anne is, there's no point pretending it.
Anne!
That I know stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
well, tell us everything you know about Anne Frank.
She was in a cupboard.
Yeah, what else?
If she didn't do that, I wouldn't know about her, seriously. That's all I know about her.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
But how do you think we know about we know about her cupboard because of her book, don't we?
But hang on, what, in the bigger scheme of things, why was she in a cupboard?
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know anything else about Anne Frank beyond the fact that, to quote you, she was in a cupboard.
Well, what's she done then? You tell me, why should I know more about her?
Firstly, I don't think she was in a cupboard.
She wasn't in a cupboard. She was in an attic.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what was she doing?
She was hiding from the Nazis. She was hiding from the Nazis.
But isn't that the first place they'd look? Sort of work from the top down.
Carl, they weren't specifically looking for Anne Frank.
They weren't going, where is she?
Where's Franker?
If she gets that book out, we are in a deep shit. We've got to stop the book. They were just looking generally. She was, I think she was 13, 14, she was hiding, she was Jewish and she was hiding, lived in Amsterdam, didn't she?
Yeah, as much of her family were having to hide, being helped by, you know, friends, non-Jewish.
In a cupboard. The cupboards, you know.
And how long did she sort of hide up there for?
Until she was caught.
Long enough to write a book.
So she even got caught after all that?
What do you mean, so she even got caught? We're talking about one of the great, you know, humanist tragedies of our times, and you're going, she couldn't even stay hidden.
What do you mean, did she get caught?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not a great tip then, is it? Do you know what I mean? She didn't do it well. She didn't hide until they escaped it. She got
diaries are not a manual on how to hide from people. It's not how to win at
I don't know anything about her, and we might be going down some ground that's a bit dodgy. I don't know enough about it. Maybe it's best just leaving it. All I was saying is diaries, you know, what do you do them for? Have you kept one, Steve?
Never kept a diary, no.
Right.
I can understand your fear that it might get discovered, someone might read it, find out all about your inner secrets. Of course, the good thing about you is you tell everyone what you think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
no one's gonna find a diary and go, oh god.
I can't believe it, Carl doesn't like my haircut.
Yeah. Carl thinks I look like Dave Hill from Slade. Yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Yeah, I told you that.
Do you think they'll last though, diaries and that? No, because they were a bit of a time killer, weren't they? It was something to do at the end of the day, whereas now there's iPods and that. You know what I mean?
It's fantastic! The iPod of Anne Frank.
Yeah,
new from Sony, that'd be great, wouldn't it? All the greatest hits. Who can forget? Oh,
well,
dear.
Leave that then. I didn't know it was that deep, I thought it was just like a, you know...
You thought it was like, didn't you?
Adrian Mole type thing. Yeah, what are we doing?
Thorns, from my favourite album of last year, that. And, I can't remember. We'll be doing a bit of that, playing some of our favourite songs. We've, got a couple of requests.
Oh,
in fact, yeah, one of them celebrity requests, Matt Lucas from, Little Britain, is listening in.
Oh, yeah.
So it's your last show? I said, yeah. And I said, do you want me to play a record? And he said, what's your favourite group? Guess Matt Lucas's favourite group. Now remember, him and David are the new darlings of comedy.
Yeah.
They're cool, they're trendy, everyone loves Little Britain, they're comedy geniuses, they're only gonna get bigger. What's his favourite group of all time?
That is tricky. Level 42.
No. Carl, have a guess.
Well, there's going to be something weird in it if you're saying this.
Well,
So, how old's the band?
they're probably about as old as him.
How old's he?
No. Oh, Carl, have a guess.
ABBA.
No, it's, why did you say ABBA?
They're good, aren't
No, it's the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I know he's listening, but, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Proclaimers, I just can't imagine anyone getting that excited about them.
I bet that's why he likes you. Because you hang out with him, don't you?
I don't hang out with him.
He thinks he's,
yeah.
it's like the closest thing he
Yeah.
can, he knows one of the Proclaimers.
Wait till he meets my twin brother.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna have a field day,
He
isn't
won't
he?
believe it.
Yeah. So I was honest, I said, I can't play the Proclaimers, but we're playing another.
Where did they come? Because I don't really remember the Proclaimers particularly from when I was young.
Well, let me give you a little blast. I give a little, but in 2-part harmony.
Of course.
That was the main
They were
thing.
very popular for a while, weren't they?
I think they had, sort of 3 big hits in
Yeah.
sort of like 1980, when was it?
Yeah. Oh, I forget.
Yeah, 80s.
Scottish. They did sing in Scottish accents, which I thought was quite refreshing. They didn't
Yeah.
do the fake American thing.
No, that was good, yeah.
But again, I just can't imagine sort of being in that. When would I be in the mood to put on a Proclaimers record?
When you've run out of Crankies stuff, I
I
suppose.
guess so, yeah.
If you've played all your Crankies records,
Yeah,
there's,
yeah, and
you
the
know,
Muppets album.
Yeah, yeah, pop on the Proclaimers. Now, we were talking before the break about, Anne Frank in her cupboard.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
I'm still a little bit concerned that Carl's not quite got his head around Anne Frank's diary.
Yeah.
It's not like a children's book. It's not like The Lion, Anne Frank and the Wardrobe.
no,
She doesn't
no.
go into a fantasy land when she goes into the attic.
I'm just glad that old Mother Hubbard didn't help the Nazis.
Sure.
Because that's the first place she'd
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Isn't it? The Nazis go, we've got on with her, but she thinks she knows where she is.
Yeah.
She'd have gone straight there.
I think with Hubbard, it's like, if I just briefly mention Hubbard. Now Hubbard goes to the cupboard to get, I can't remember exactly,
Her poor dog a bone.
she goes to get the dog
a bone. But when she got there,
The cupboard was bare.
cupboard was bare,
poor
and
dog
so
had
the poor
none.
dog had none.
Is there more to that than because that's all I remember. Is there further verses? Does she finally get a bone? Does she go on an
Oh,
adventure?
what, you mean the second verse is, then she looked in the fridge and realised that's where she kept the bones,
Yeah.
and so the dog was laughing.
Exactly.
No, there isn't another verse.
There's not, that's all of it.
I think so. Oh, but no, went to the cupboard to get a bottle of bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none.
none.
No, I think that's the end of it. I think it's a moral. I
That's it, is
think it's a moral that,
What's the moral?
well, if you got a dog, keep some bones in the cupboard. Yeah.
Right. Because I always, even as a kid, I remember thinking that it's quite a tragic sort of picture they paint. I imagine maybe she's
It's
lost her...
short, isn't it?
It is short,
It's
it's
over,
pithy.
isn't it? It's that's amazing.
But I always wondered whether perhaps she's had a nervous breakdown. Maybe her husband's died recently. She's just not got any food
She
in.
doesn't know. She
Doesn't really know what's going on. The dog's, yapping away. Eventually, she kind of wakes out of this kind of depressed stupor. She goes to the cupboard. There's nothing there. It's just a really depressing, morbid sort of tale. I don't know if maybe it's originated from something in history. I know that Jack and Jill went up the hill and they fell down again
That's a
later.
story about illicit lovers.
That was apparently based on that. And obviously, Ring a Ring of Roses. It dates
Plague.
back to plague times. So I
Yeah.
don't know about Hubbard. Humpty
Was.
Dumpty. Not so sure about this. Well, this is something I remember as a kid thinking, at what point was it decided that Humpty Dumpty was a giant Eggman?
I don't know
Because there's
It's not
nothing in the
mentioned in
actual
the rhyme.
rhyme. There's no actually, it's not Humpty Dumpty,
It's not.
the
I don't
Eggman's
understand
animal.
I don't know. My concern is more his parents were a little bit cruel, because if you are
Called
the
Dumpty.
Dumpties
Yeah.
of, say, Surrey,
Yeah.
don't call your firstborn Humpty.
Yeah.
Because straight away, it's going to be embarrassing for him
Yeah.
at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it, I'm just saying, I'm trying to go all the things together. Is that it as well?
That's all of it.
Oh,
And
God.
also, I don't mean to be pedantic, because I know it's a children's
Is it
nursery
like
rhyme.
an Edward Lear thing, or that's before
could
that, is it?
But I don't mean to be pedantic again, but if you've got a giant Eggman and he's fallen into bits,
Yeah.
all the King's men, fine, they're there, they can piece that together
Yeah.
again. Don't send horses in.
No, because
That's just a whole eggy,
not
horsey
dexterous
mess.
enough. They
Exactly.
can't. They're going to make it worse.
They're just going to be
They
standing
are
on
going to
it.
make it worse.
It's not a
They're
great
just
idea.
standing on it. Get the horse out of the way. No, he's definitely not.
But again, maybe I'm sure some of the, the
It was
mental
probably.
people...
It was. If it was. Is it pre-Lewis Carroll or? If it's Lewis Carroll, it just came with the illustration.
I guess
that
so.
he gave it to someone to illustrate. Go illustrate Humpty Dumpty. He goes, we've made him an egg.
Yeah, a sort of egg with eyes and a face.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose because the moral of that is if you're fragile,
If you're
an enormous egg,
Mr.
don't
Dumpty,
try to walk.
I'll get down from the wall. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, there'll be no
That's the way
medical.
to happen.
Yeah.